PGA Tour 2K23 has been announced, so let's take a look back at our wishlist video and see what we now expect after their release videos and information by the 2K Next makers. Based on the original wishlist plus all the comments, I've compiled 25 wishlist items for 2K23. Let's go through the list and see how many potentially they will have checked off with the information that we know now. And in no particular order, let's start running through them. Number 1, correct shot animations. I'd say there's a 75% chance if they're not all fixed by release. Be a little bit disappointing, but I have faith in 2K that they will fix all the shot animations at some point with updates. Number 2 is drop zones. What I'm hearing so far doesn't sound all too great. This one in particular to me is a big pet peeve, so I do hope they address it some point down the line. Number 3, let's get to some things that are being checked off. 100% certainty, we are playing with pros. Play with Tiger, play with John Rahm, play with all these different pros. Could be an expanding list. We may get like a Shooter McGavin, maybe Happy Gilmore or something like that. We did see Shooter in the ads. Playable characters will be a thing. In addition to that, can you play alongside someone in career mode? Right now, when you go out and play your round, you're just playing by yourself. It would be nice to see a computer AI play their shots against you. We had this as far as early days of like Mario Golf N64. Like you would hit your shot and then you would see Mario or Yoshi hit theirs. So hopefully we have, we can go against Tiger Woods or Justin Thomas or whoever it may be. Number 5 is accurate green grids. Currently, PlayStation has a far superior green grid setup than PC or Xbox. I can't say for certain if this is going to be fixed. From what I hear right now, the green grids are the same. I'd like to think that they are a little bit better than last year. At the very least, I hope they're consistent across the board. Number 6, and this comes as a slight disappointment, but it was a long shot, is cross-platform. There will be no cross-platform, so unfortunately that is a 0% chance. But who knows? Maybe they'll add it someday down the road. F1 just added it. Next up is better online multiplayer with leaderboards. Right now, the online multiplayer is really locked in at a particular swing setting. The leaderboards are limited. You don't know how many, you don't really have a good statistical metric to track online. Really expanding their online playability and having some competitive leaderboards may open up a lot of doors. I'm giving this one about a 50% chance to happen. I'd like to think this is a mode that they want to expand on. Speaking of expansion, we were asking for more game modes. Well, we're going to get it. We do have Top Golf in there. We have a better career mode. We have Playable Pros. I think they're doing a great job at adding more game modes to attract more casual viewers. Number 9, we have confirmed punch shots are back. It was something in TGC 2019. For whatever reason, they took it out in 21. It is a critical shot in the game of golf. If you get in trouble, you're going to need a punch shot every now and then. Having that back in the repertoire is a nice thing to have. Number 10 is splashes being a little bit overpowered. Used quite a bit in 2K21 around the greens. An unrealistic shot. It is now restricted to bunkers only. Much more representative of a real golf simulation. Really happy they made this decision. Number 11, more clubs and better modifications. So initially I was looking for like, hey, maybe we can get a 2-iron back or more hybrids, more woods. Even a 1-iron was available in TGC 2019, but we really dialed back and restricted the types of clubs available in 21. I'm not 100% sure on the different options available, but there seems to be a lot of club modification in 23 thus far, so very interested to see what direction we can go. A nice little feature, especially if we have all these club modifications, would be to have multiple bag presets. Maybe you're hopping around from society to society and one's on Pro Swing, one's on Masters, one's on Legend, all these difficulty settings, maybe your career mode. You may want different bags for all these things. I'd love to have the ability to have a couple different presets. I'd say that's about a 50% chance of happening. 13, better graphics. It does so far look like there is a little bit better graphics. We're not going to get that next gen graphics just yet. We kind of knew this going in, so I think the next iteration of the game may be next gen, but it does look like a little bit of a bump up on graphics for sure. Number 14, and this one's a critical one, and I think they've already done a great job, is communication with the community. Right now, the Twitter account is popping, and they're putting stuff out on Twitter. I don't know, every other day. Like it seems like there's a new nugget, you know, the Renaissance Club or some other court's little preview, even if it's a 3 to 5 second video or interactions on Twitter. Be engaged with the community. It's only going to help the game grow. Really love to see that and all the different posts that they have been doing thus far. That being said, it is all prior to release. I hope they continue this after the game is released. Better career mode. We can almost guarantee a better career mode with Playable Pros. You would have to imagine you may be able to choose one of them in career mode, or hopefully, like I said before, get to play alongside of them. I'd say there's a high % chance our career mode is going to be expanded quite a bit. The old Tiger Woods days were a ton of fun. Having Tiger back in the game, I think we're going to expand on the career mode yet again. Number 16, and this may not be a priority to all, but a better caddy book. Caddy book right now doesn't have green grid information. It's really tough to use. However, not many people use it because they typically have the scout cam on. If you do use it and you play with the scout cam off and try to play in a true simulation setting, it just doesn't quite provide enough information about greens, directions of things, maybe yardage markers. It would be nice to have a little bit more elaborate caddy book. I'd say it's only about a 50% chance they've done something additional there. Number 17, more assets in the designer. So what I've heard so far is they have added a few more things. They're going to expand and hopefully work with the community to continue to add things. For example, pot bunkers are going to be in the game but are not in designer yet, but they are going to try their hardest to get it into designer, which means they're probably working on other things to put in designer as well. So I'm slightly encouraged by this. Number 18, someone had mentioned this on the wishlist video, better in-game leaderboards. Right now you have a confusing in-game leaderboard. You never really know where you stand. Oftentimes it says you're in first, you're not even close. I'd like to think there's like a 60-70% chance that they've beefed up this system. I really hope they didn't refurbish the same exact model from 21. Number 19, I'm not 100% sure on this one. I'd say a 50% chance. Getting more stats, you know, strokes gained here and there. You know, the stats are limited on what you can view. Yeah, you might be able to view greens in regulation or fairways in regulations, but those advanced metrics, those analytics are kind of fun to explore. Even in Call of Duty, you can figure out, you know, how many guns you have with a certain weapon type of thing, or weapon versus weapon, and all these different metrics. Now, I know their budget's infinitely more than 2K Golf, but, you know, to have those more advanced golf stats would be something cool to have. Number 20, more society slots. Unfortunately, I can't confirm or deny this just yet. I'd say a 50% chance that we're able to add more. A lot of people like to have many societies that they go through. Better organization, more slots would be a nice thing to have, as some people like to play, you know, dozens upon dozens of societies, and you're constantly having to leave and go back into societies. Number 21, we did kind of hear and see in the promo video of a sudden death. So that has to beg the question, is there a better playoff feature? I would venture to guess that there is. We can't confirm or deny, but based on their quote-unquote sudden death in that promo video, I would like to think that there is a playoff feature coming. 22, someone also mentioned this on my wishlist video, is mulligans and casual rounds. Right now you constantly have to declare unplayables if you want to replay a particular shot. There's no mulligans. Maybe you're playing with the guys and you want to play with 3 mulligans, or like replay the same par 3 over and over a couple times to see if you can get a hole in one. It makes it very challenging. Or even start, like maybe I want to start on hole 6 and only play hole 6. You know what I mean? If they're going to add pebble, maybe I just want to play the iconic par 3, or I want to play the 18th hole, or if I want to play sawgrass, I just want to play 17 over and over. Right now, there's not really a way to do that. I'd say there's a 50% chance they add something along the lines of this, but not overly high percent chance. Number 23, this is another one from the wishlist comments, is an auto gimme button. Seemed to be something that people would want. It'd be a cool little feature that you could add in maybe a head-to-head matchup that you're playing casual offline, or maybe you're playing an online match. You don't want to take a chance at like a 2-3 foot putt, just more casual. Good, just like the YouTube guys, right? Number 24, a better replay system. Right now, the replay system is very finicky and you're only allowed what 2K really presents you. You can't really move around and see other things. And I understand there's some limitation there. You can't really go exploring the whole course perhaps. but it just feels like there has to be a little bit better replay system where you can kind of get a good angle of a shot, and that way we'll post more clips on Twitter too. And number 25, last but not least, we can confirm it. There is a 3-click swing. A lot of people want this back. It is coming back. It is going to be optional. I myself, I prefer the stick. If you're used to the old games with a 3-click swing, guess what? They're going to have that available. Let me know what you're wishing comes to the game and what you expect. We are just over a month away, and I hope to see a lot of these features in 2K23.